Hi, and welcome to Facts About Cats. I have many videos about Maine Coon cats, but in this one, you'll find out the top 10 most surprising facts about Maine Coon cats, plus a bonus at the end of the video. Let's begin. Not all of them are big cats. That's right. Even if their large appearance is what they're famous for, they're actually medium to large cats. But even so, the smallest Maine Coons are similar in size to a big regular cat. They went extinct. Maine Coons almost disappeared not too long ago. In the 1900s, they lost their popularity to other exotic-looking breeds. This led them to being declared extinct by the most important cat associations in the 1950s. Luckily, a few of them were still left, and some dedicated breeders practically resurrected the breed. Amazing! Their voice is surprisingly chirp-like. You would expect these cats to have a powerful meow, right? Well, despite their sturdy appearance, Maine Coons' voices are pretty soft. They prefer to chirp and trill instead of meowing. But when it's mealtime, they are louder indeed. They love to play fetch. Yep, Maine Coons are so smart that they quickly learn tricks. Moreover, they love playing fetch, a trait that's unfairly attributed only to dogs. But that's not all. If you want to play fetch with your Maine Coon, you won't even need to lift a finger. These cats teach themselves how to do it. In your face, dogs! They're technically the second biggest cat breed. Maine Coons were considered to be the largest cat breed until the introduction of Savannahs in 1986. Early generation Savannahs weigh more than Maine Coons. As far as the average numbers are considered, they're also taller. However, early generation Savannahs are not considered purebred, and the purebred Savannahs are typically smaller than Maine Coons. So as you can see, opinions are divided here. They take up to 5 years to reach their full size. That's right, Maine Coons take a long time to fully grow, from 3 to 5 years. They're also slow to mature. As such, you'll basically have a big kitten. They can have extra toes. A fair amount of Maine Coons are polydactyl, having an extra toe. Cats have 5 fingers on their front paws, but some Maine Coons have 6. In the past, lots of Maine Coons had them. It's believed that this feature actually helped Maine Coons to make their way through heavy snow. Unfortunately, this trait has been penalized for a long time by cat associations. This led to a substantial decrease of this feature amongst Maine Coons. Luckily, more and more cat associations are accepting polydactyl Maine Coons. Awesome news! Their fur is actually soft and silky. I don't know if it's only me, but I always thought Maine Coons' coats were somewhat coarse. Turns out this isn't the case. Despite their fuzzy appearance, Maine Coons are gifted with soft and silky coats. People consistently mistake them for big felines. Big Maine Coons are way larger than regular cats. It's not uncommon for them to be mistaken for bobcats or lynx. At least 2 such cases made the headlines. In 2016, Spock, a 27-pound Maine Coon, appeared on the news after being repeatedly mistaken for a bobcat by neighbors. Spock wasn't even outside. He just sat at the window but was enough to scare people off. Another truly unbelievable case was the famous Essex lion. The police were called because a woman spotted a very large animal that looked like a lion. Turns out the culprit was a ginger Maine Coon named Teddy Bear from Essex, England. Even if these stories of mistaken identity had a happy ending, others don't. So please keep your Maine Coon indoors. They hold a ton of cat records. Maine Coons currently hold the longest cat title. The longest cat that ever existed was also a Maine Coon. Additionally, Maine Coons hold the records for longest tail ever and longest whiskers. And here's a bonus. They look like Ron Perlman, or at least that's what our viewers say. And once you've seen it, you cannot unsee it. Do you know any incredible facts about Maine Coon cats? Share them in the comments. I really hope you liked this video. If so, please give it a like and consider subscribing. If you're new and haven't seen my other videos about Maine Coon cats, make sure to check them out. If not, watch my other videos about the most fascinating cat breeds. See you in my next video!